Hello. For our project, we created a glove to help people who are visually and sensory impaired. The app lets users choose the temperature that they want to be alerted at whenever something is too hot or too cold. So you want to demonstrate how the app works? Or?
So how the app works is the sensor will take how cold something is or how hot it is. As you can see right here, because it's so cold, it is seeing out a blue screen. But if we transition to the heat, it will begin to change. He's going to make the transition while I go over the code. So while I go over the code right here, we essentially have our variables, which are sitting at the top. Then we have our event handlers to navigate the screen. And then we have our onboard events, which is essentially the main function of the whole project. Something that we're particularly proud of is making sure that music will play if the temperature is reach higher than the user's hot. So based on that, it would also change the color and play different songs. Well, in that song, we also see that we have an if the song is not playing, it will play the song, and then it will reset the song after 10 seconds to be false. So if it's still higher than the user's hot, it will still continue. It will play the song once again. Essentially, it's the same thing for the cold. And then one last part we have is if the temperature is hotter than the cold, but colder than the hot, which is that sweet spot in between, it would just be a white background.
And
so if we come back and we hit again, as we can see right here, the sensor read 91 degrees, and because we set our hot to 90, it started playing a song and turned the screen red. But when we go over this, we're going to go over some things that we have for the future if we had more time.
So for the future, the number one thing that we would like to work on is a better sensor. A better sensor would decrease the rate at which heat is detected. And we would also add more features like fever detection, since temperature is already implemented into this whole program. And then we would allow the users to create a sound or use sounds that they would like to play whenever they touch something that is too hot or too cold.
How we use the problem-solving process is we define that as a problem that people with these disabilities weren't able to feel or hear or see certain things, so they may burn themselves. So we try to create a solution itself. When we did that, we planned different ways that we could do this. Then we executed it by testing different temperatures and different solutions. With this, we reflected on what worked and what didn't, and this ended up with our final product. We were able to use our HTML and CSS knowledge in order to use labels and IDs, so that way we can control them in JavaScript, and there's many other aspects as well too. What I think we did well on was controlling the music based on and allowing the users to change the input on the app. What I think we could have improved on is
if and else statements, because we had a lot of trouble and it took a lot of time on the coding part.